4 days had passed since her father had been murdered. There had been no new developments in the case. All we learned that he'd been killed somewhere else and that his body had been dumped there. Shinjo wouldn't tell me any more than that, and neither would Konosato. Adamura had been back to school since then. I tried to contact her several times, but she never responded. Her father was dead. It was easy to assume that she must be depressed, but still, the worst she'd said. I couldn't get them out of my mind. What did she mean? For the last 4 days, I've been feeling kinda weird. Adamura says she was attacked by someone at Scramble Crossing, and that was the same night I found her father's murdered body. Several other things had happened too. Adamura had been pushed down the stairs, and a second-year student at Hekiho had been killed. The student's name was Ishida Moe. She hadn't come to school often and was something of a problem child. From the photo I had seen, she was a young girl with huge twin tails. Rin? Tosaka Rin? Why has she been killed? And what did it have to do with the return of the new generation madness? There was also that headless body that was burned to death. They still didn't know who it belonged to. Maybe it's like Adamura's mother? Though we probably would have heard about her mother being missing, though, if she was already dead at that point. I don't know. I didn't know if it had anything to do with the other murders, but it still felt like something awful was creeping up on us. I looked at my phone. Still no word from Adamura. Just as I started to pull her number out of my call history, there was a loud knock at the door. It was almost 11 o'clock at night. Who could be coming here at this hour? It's the murderer! Oh no, was it my turn next? Actually, it's never like Takeru being killed early. Well, it happened once, I guess. Well, I was gonna say like it's not really a possibility if it's the same mastermind who orchestrated the entire, murder case. If it's the same one we're thinking of, then there's no way Takeru would die early. So all that suspense about him dying early is completely gone. Except there was that one exception, I guess, where he could have been killed earlier. I guess the only time he could be killed is if it doesn't go according to the mastermind's plan, I guess, There had to be some way. Was there some way to fight back? I'll use my mountain view. My power, okay. I had my power. I'll use my power to lift up a bunch of Mountain View bottles and chuck it at them. They're pretty heavy, maybe. It was no good. Damn it. She told me not to use it, and so I hadn't, but if I'd known this was gonna happen, I would have practiced. The knocking at the door grew even louder. No, it's just Adamura. Now I heard a voice. Huh? That voice. I quickly went to the door and looked outside, and saw Adamura frantically pounding on the door with tears in her eyes. And then I locked the door. Lock the door and laugh at her. No, I quickly opened it and let her in. Something was wrong with her. She grabbed me, shaking. She nodded again and again. Huh? After I had given her something to drink to calm her down and heard what she had to say, she told me that it was him for sure. Her family's condo had been destroyed in the Shibuya earthquake, so now they live in Kanagawa. Her father's autopsy had only been completed yesterday, and then she'd gone back there. The funeral was today, and afterwards she'd come back to Shibuya with her aunt and uncle. The police had asked her to come back down to the station one more time, where they questioned her about her father's relationships. On the way back home, she felt someone watching her. And when she got near a construction site, some of the building materials had gotten loose and fallen down on top of her. She'd been watching her surroundings carefully after all that had happened, and just barely seen them in time to duck out of the way. When she looked up, she'd seen him. It was her brother, Aramura Shingo.
だから、父を殺したのもきっと。
許さない、Aramura Hinae.
でも、お兄さんは亡くなってるんじゃないのか。あの地震で。
But now he's a ghost. Now he's gonna drag Hinae into hell. So she'll suffer for all of eternity with him in hell. That's what she said.
でも生きてたんです。生きて私に復讐しようとしてるんです。
復讐？どうしてお兄さんが有村に復讐するんだよ。
それは兄は私のせいで命を落としたから。
Aramura had been out during the earthquake, she said. Her brother had realized that she was gone and he entered the condo building to save her, only to die when it collapsed. I could tell Aramura blamed herself for that.
でもそれっておかしいだろ。
どうしてですか？
だって、じゃあどうして有村の父さんをお兄さんが殺す必要がある？
それは父が家族を裏切っていたから。
Aramura didn't tell me how he betrayed his family, so I didn't know what had happened, but that didn't change the fact that what she was saying didn't make sense.
仮にお兄さんが生きていたとしてだ。そもそも生きてるなら復讐するっていうのは妙な話じゃないか。
それは。
だろ？助かってたなら復讐なんてすることはないはずだ。第一、お兄さんは有村のこと大事にしてたんだろう。だったら恨んだりってのも変じゃないか。
でも私は見たんです。あれは確かに兄でした。お兄ちゃん、どうして？
No matter how much I tried to persuade her otherwise, Aramura kept insisting that what she'd seen was her brother. Was it really him that she saw? Even if it was someone who looked just like her brother, that didn't explain why they were attacking her. Let alone why they killed her father.
そうだ。有村、僕は君に謝らなきゃいけない。
謝る？何をですか？
知らなかったんだ。あれが君の父さんだったなんて。それなのに僕はあんな風に。
あ
あ。だから悪かったって。
いいです。別に気にしてませんから。
It felt like she wasn't trying to make me feel better, she really meant it.
それに私自身よく分かってないんです。父が死んで悲しいのかどうか。
有村。
不思議なくらいに分からないんですよ。自分でも。父は私にずっと嘘をついていました。そんな父を私は多分ずっと許せないでいた。だから心のどこかで当然の報いだって思っている私がいるんです。もちろんだからってあんなむごい死に方をする必要はなかったって思いますけど。
Since she didn't tell me, I had no way of knowing what lie her dad had told. Well, we know, but no, Takaru doesn't know. But I could imagine that whatever it was, it left a big impression on her. And if nothing else, it was enough to affect her power as a gigalomaniac. Yes. Oh, you stayed over, I guess? We just, had a makeout session. Don't worry about it. I went outside and stretched, and I could feel all the bones in my body popping. It was still just past 8. Even at this hour, I could hear people playing basketball at the nearby court. Adamura had ended up sleeping in my bed. After all that had happened, she was mentally exhausted. Even for me, it didn't feel right to wake her up and send her home. And she'd just been through such a scare. I decided to let her sleep. And so I ended up trying to sleep on the tiny hard floor and mostly failing. Yeah, that's not very comfortable. Like sleeping on the floor. I tried that before, and it was really bad. I decided to go wash my face at the nearby fountain when the phone in my pocket began to vibrate.
電話
It was from Kunasato.
どうしたんですかこんな時間に。もしかして何かあったんですか。
なんだ、朝から随分とご挨拶だな。
I would have reacted the same way to anybody else calling at this hour.
例の事件について新庄刑事から入ってきた警察の見解を教えておいてやろうと思ったんだが、必要ないならいい。
ちょっといいなんて言ってないじゃないですか。
I could tell that she wasn't joking. She was really about to hang up the phone. I quickly tried to stop her.
その情報とやら教えてください。ぜひ。
まあいいだろう。まずニュージェネ事件になぞらえた一連の事件についてだが。
She meant the first 4 murders up until Watabe's death.
ハイダリコと呼ばれる女による単独の犯行では説明がつかない部分が多々あると考えているようだ。
つまり他に誰か共犯がいるってことですか。
あるいはハイダリコ自身は放火事件だけで他に関しては一切関わっていないという可能性もある。
If that was true, it would mean that there were multiple people involved and the real killer hadn't been caught. Or maybe whatever organization had built that lab in the basement was responsible. Which meant that Adamura and I couldn't feel safe. No, Adamura had already said she'd been attacked. But
それからお前たち2人も疑われているぞ。
え、まさか僕と有村がですか。
聞いていなかったのか。お前たちと言ったんだ。他に誰がいる。
どうして僕たちが疑われなきゃいけないんですか。
柿田の事件、渡部の事件に続き、これで3つ目だ。いくらなんでも偶然が続きすぎているというのが警察の考えらしい。
でもこれまでの件については僕たちは容疑から外れてるはずじゃないんですか。
これまでの事件はな。だがそれ以降の事件となると話はまた別だ。先日の被害者は知っているな。碧峰の2年の
石田萌ですか。あんまり学校にも来てない生徒だったってのは聞きましたけど。
そうだ。どうもその娘は有村ひなえに憧れていたらしい。
有村に
I guess she's related as well, you know, the random schoolgirl that got killed. Related to Adamura. It seems like, you know, ever since we went to the Adamura route, you know, everything's just related to her now. Well, according to Kunasato, who was getting her information from Shinjo, of course, Ishida Moe had been a very quiet student in middle school who didn't really stand out. And then, in high school, she began to mess around. Reminds me of a certain, let's just say, manga. Anyway. At school, she would mostly sit in the corner and read books. Adamura's name has shown up in her diary. Adamura was always cheerful and friends with everybody. Adamura has spoken to Moe too. That had evidently made her very happy. After that, Moe had decided that she wanted to be like Adamura. You know, she had a different hairstyle. You know, she got contact lens and she started to do drugs. Anyway, she copied Adamura's hairstyle and started going downtown, where eventually she fell in with a bad crowd and stopped coming to school, you don't say.
だからってそんなの有村には関係ないじゃないですか。
どんな些細なものでも関連がありそうとなると結びつけて考えるのが刑事という人種だ。それに原因は有村ひなえの言動にもある。
有村の
先日の聴取で有村ひなえは言っていたらしい。死んだ兄が生きていて自分を襲っていると。
それは僕にも言ってました。
そういうところが情緒不安定と考えられているらしい。それが事件に関与しているせいだとも。
I guess she's going crazy.
そんな、あんな事件に何度も出くわせば不安定にもなりますよ。
Several of the victims? No, several of the victims had already been related to her. Of course, the police had noticed that too.
それでお前の目から見てどうなんだ、有村ひなえは。
ちょっと参ってるみたいです。
そうか。まあ注意して見ておいてやれ。どうした？
あなた本当に久野里さんですか？
どういう意味だ？
だって久野里さんが僕たちの心配をしてくれるなんて。
お前命拾いをしたな。これが電話でなければ今すぐ叩きのめしているところだ。
Ah, yes, that's the real Kunasato. The one that will choke you to death. It really was Kunasato.
とにかく有村ひなえの動向には注意していろ。パニックを起こした人間は何をやらかすかわからんからな。
That was all Kunasato said before she hung up. Kakita Hironori, Ishida Moe, and Aramura's dad. In the sense that she was the first to find the body, there is also Watabe. It was true that too many of the victims were related to Aramura. Well, the Kakita one was just a coincidence, I feel like. But I guess everything else after that, though, is definitely affected by this, I guess, timeline, you know? Maybe it was natural for the police to suspect her. I'm just wondering, like, how's the other routes gonna change? Because there's more routes than this, you know. This is the Hinae chapter, I guess, but there are other ones, you know. Well, she must have woken up. Aramura smiled in relief and ran over to meet. Oh, she's getting clingy, and she's, you know, a little mentally unstable. Just keep her away from knives, Takaru. Aramura still didn't look great, but she seemed to have calmed down since yesterday.
ごめんなさい。私、いつの間にか寝ちゃってて。
いや、それはいいよ。ただ、どうするこの後。
帰ります。おじさんやおばさんも心配してるだろうし。
そう。じゃあ途中まででよければ送ってくよ。
Even if she calmed down, I didn't feel safe sending her back alone. She must have felt the same way because she just nodded.
それにしても、日曜は人が多くて嫌になるな。
ですよね。
あ、そういえば知ってるか？この前伊藤のやつが。
I tried to keep up as much meaningless small talk as I could while we headed toward Aramura's home. Even with all the murders, it was still the weekend, and there's only a week to go into the festival. The whole town was in a state of excitement. It was a good thing for us. Aramura was gradually starting to smile again, in fact.
伊藤先輩、そんなことしたんですか？
あいつにも困ったもんだよな。あ、
先輩、そろそろこの辺りで大丈夫。
Suddenly, Aramura froze.
お兄ちゃん。
え？
Oh, where? I quickly spun around, but I didn't see anyone.
有村。
いや、お兄ちゃん。
落ち着け有村。お兄さんなんていない。
I grabbed her by the shoulders, and I could feel that she was shaking.
でも今そこに。
She was pointing at a mannequin in the store window. There was nothing else there.
とにかく帰ろう。家まで送っていくよ。
Well, she's going crazy. November 2nd, 2015, Monday. That is the next day, I guess. The next day, Alamura has gone completely insane. Well, she came to school and started stabbing everyone.
セリ、それに先輩方。
She was back to normal, quote unquote.
あら、おはよ
チーセ。おう。
う。いやー、皆さんいつも仲良しさんで羨ましいっすね。私も文芸部やめて新聞部入っちゃおっかな。何言ってんの。もううちの部員みたいなもんじゃん。ねえ、たくん。
おう、そうだな。
本当っすか？じゃあ新聞部員ってことにしちゃおっかな。あれ、でも掛け持ちってできたんですっけ？
Well, Kurusu is in 2 clubs technically, or I don't know if the student council counts as a club, but
もちろん申請さえ出せば認められるわよ。なるほどなるほど。
ま、部活入っちまえば宮代と一緒にいる口実だってできるしな。
なんだよそれ。別に僕たちは。
まあまあ、照れない照れない照れない照れない
ってお前が言うな。
I hadn't seen Alamura this chipper in a while. I felt a little forced, sure, but it was still a good sign.
あ、そうだね。ヒカリオにチョコレートバーができるのって知ってます？チョコレートバーって当たりが出たらもう一本ってやつ？違う、それはチョコバッツでしょうが。
Chocobatsu? Huh? Nani? A chocolate-covered bat-shaped stick of fried dough that's been loved in Japan for 50 years. And I was like, shit, there's a removable sticker in the back. If your sticker says hit the home run, you get another one free. It's kind of like, you know, the ones I always see in anime. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it's like a Japan exclusive thing, but you always see in anime where like the main character, he or she, you know, eats some ice cream, and then they see the popsicle, or are popsicles ice cream? I don't know. Anyway, they eat some kind of like, you know, ice treat, and then they have the little stick, you know, and it says, oh, you win, you know, and then they get another one for free, or you don't win, or whatever, you know. I've never seen that before in like any other place except in anime, so I don't know. Is that like a thing?
チョコレートバーってあれよね。イートインなんかもある。
Chocolate bar. I never heard of that. I mean, like, you know, obviously Sarika would say, you know, chocolate bar as in like a literal chocolate, or, but no, it's a restaurant.
そうそう、それです。オープンしたらみんなで。
And then she stopped. Okay. Oni-chan? I had a bad feeling.
ひなちゃん？いや。
She froze. Run away. Randomly. Just freaking out. I quickly grabbed her before she could fall over.
おい、どうした？
気を失ってるわ。タクル、すぐに保健室へ連れて行きなさい。
As I picked her up, I glanced in the direction she'd been looking. It's just...
おい、何があったんだ？
It was just Kawahara. Just, you know. Kawahara was standing there. He happened to be passing by and was looking at us in surprise. There was no one else around.
タク、ひなちゃんどうだった？
ちょっと疲れてるんだろうって話。ひとまず保健室で休ませろって。
そっか。
I knew what had happened. She'd seen him again. Maybe she'd mistaken Kawahara for her brother.
タクル、有村さん、何かあったの？
Well, no, I think it's her dad, like, messing her mind with his, like, mind control device, but we don't know that yet, so I guess we're just not gonna talk about that, actually.
何かって？
Maybe. I don't know. It might be Sakuma, it might be something else. Maybe she's just very paranoid, you know?
ちょっと様子がおかしかったような気がするんだけど。ああ、それ私も思った。普段よりも無理してる感大きいっていうか。
マジで俺全然気づかなかったけど。
Was it okay to tell them? Even Kazuki has stopped playing ESO2 and came over to me with a look of concern on her face.
なんだよカズキ、お前も気になるのか。分かったよ。
I told them all everything that had happened to Naramura over the past few days. That she said her brother was still alive. That he was trying to get revenge on her.
ね
It was Serika who spoke first.
え、ひなちゃんのお兄さんって本当に生きてるの？いえ、亡くなっていると聞いてるけど。
でも本人は生きてると思っちまってるんだろ。
僕にもわからない。ただ確かなのは有村の周りで実際に事件が頻発しているということだ。
If there were dead bodies, that means somebody had killed them.
思うんだけど、まずはそのお兄さんのことについてちゃんと調べてみた方がいいんじゃないかしら。
でも調べるったってどうやって？
お兄さんは地震で亡くなったんでしょ？だったら
The memorial? Yeah, the memorial. Can't say that word. Memorial. I went with Crusoe's suggestion and visited the earthquake memorial with Serika. The memorial bore the names of everyone who died in the quake. I was worried about Adamura, but Crusoe says she'd take her home. It was probably safe to let her handle it.
どう？タク。
待ってくれ。確か
His name was supposedly Adamura Shingo. Looking at the memorial, I was reminded of how many people had died during the earthquake. My parents, Sarika's parents who don't exist, and Kurusu's and Yui's parents all had their names here too.
有村、有村。あ、
見つけたか？
ほら、ここ。
Adamura Shingo! Interesting that, like Adamura is having this like weird paranoia about like her brother, very similar to how Takaru was being paranoid about Minamisawa Senri, you know? I guess in this timeline though, we already solved the mystery about that, so we're not really afraid of Minami anymore, I guess. From the age when he died, it was safe to assume that this was him. But this didn't mean anything for sure. The damage from the Shibuya earthquake had been incredible. Some people had been declared dead without their bodies ever been found. In some cases, those people had later been found committing crimes. So to be sure, I...
ああ、もう来てたのか。待たせたな。すまない。
すみません、急に。
I contacted Shinjo and had him meet me here.
いや、例の事件のことなら、こっちもできるだけ情報を知っておいた方がいい。いかに些細なことであろうとね。
Lately, I've been starting to think that Detective Shinjo might be a lot better at his job than he looked. Really. Of course, maybe someone, or maybe people like him, never really fit in the organization and couldn't grow to their full potential.
で、聞きたいのは、有村ひなえの兄についてだったな。
はい。
担当直入によ。有村ひなえの兄、有村慎吾は亡くなっている。
それは確かですか？
間違いない。彼女の兄は渋谷地震の際、住んでいたマンションの倒壊に巻き込まれ死亡した。遺体発見の際は遺族の確認も行われたとのことだ。
ひなちゃんはお兄さんの遺体を。
有村ひなえ本人が見たかどうかまでは俺の方でもちょっとな。 だが死んでいるのは間違いない。
そうですか。
So he wasn't just declared dead when they couldn't find his body then.
一応写真も借りてきたが見るか？
I looked at it just in case, but I was surprised to find that he didn't really look like Adamura. I'd never seen him before.
じゃあひなちゃんのお兄さんが生きてるっていうのは。
やっぱり有村の思い込みか。
Just a delusion, but considering how gigalomaniacs work, maybe her delusion's becoming real, just like Serica, Maybe her brother is her own, imaginary friend. Anyway, or perhaps...
まあ身の回りであれだけ事件が起きた挙句父親があんな姿になったとなれば憔悴するのも無理のないことだ。現に彼女の母親もかなり参っているしな。
そうですか。
今は友人である君たちがしっかりと様子を見てやってくれ。
Shinjo seemed to think that he might gain some clue by hearing what he had to say about Adamura, or what we had to say about Adamura, but he ended up going back to the station with barely anything to show for it. He didn't tell us anything about the police considering her as a suspect. Well, by the time I got home that day, the sun had set. I stopped to buy some Mountain View at the convenience store like always. When I opened the door, bag in hand, I realized that something was wrong.
誰かいる？
Is it Adamura again? Is she just, crashing at our place every day now? I could sense someone in the back of the dark room. Could it be that I was next again?
誰だ？
I was sure of it. Someone was there.
いるのは分かってるんだぞ。出てこい。
I tried to yell loudly to make myself feel stronger, but it didn't work. A figure slowly stood up in the darkness. And the next moment, it charged me. It stabbed me in the stomach. It was so sudden, I couldn't move. No, there was no time to get away. I mean, I assume it's Adamura, yeah. It's just at her place the whole time.
有村。
Again, very clingy. But, I guess it's understandable, considering she's literally insane. She's going insane anyway. Adamura leaped into my arms.
どうして？
Kurusu has said she'd taken her home.
私ここにいちゃいけませんか？他のところは怖くて。
怖くてって。でも下宿先のおじさんやおばさんが心配するんじゃ。
平気です。どうせあの人たちだって私を疎ましく思ってるんですから。
Was that something she knew?
だからお願いです。ここにいさせてください。
でも
ダメですか？
There were tears in her eyes. For the old Adamura, that might have been an act. But now...
わかったよ。
本当ですか？
This wasn't an act.
そうだ先輩、早く中に入ってください。ほら早く。
いや、そんなせかさなくても。
そうだ、ここに来るまでに誰かにつけられたりしませんでした？
She's just full on paranoid.
それはないと思うけど。
You see, Adamura, I'm your brother this whole time, and we, take off her wig.
そうです
I'm
か。
here to kill you, haha.
でも注意してくださいね。あと何か貼るものないですか？ガムテープとか。
ガムテープ？
Duct tape.
何に使うんだ？
Japanese, I guess, is gum tape.
窓とか隙間とかに貼るんです。お兄ちゃんが入ってこないように。
何言ってるんだよ。そんなところから入って。
At first, I thought she was joking and laughed, but then I saw that she was serious.
ほら、あそこ隙間空いてますよ。それからあっちも。ね、ちゃんと隙間を埋めておかないと、きっとどこからでも入ってきちゃうから。
Arimura.
She told me before that her brother was alive and bent on revenge, but now I realized that it didn't matter whether he was alive or not. Her brother was after her, that was all that mattered.
わかった。それはまた明日にでもやろう。今日はもう遅いから。
She was still scared, but I managed to calm her down enough that she dropped the subject. But even as it got later, all she did was look outside and shiver. Morning came without either of us getting much sleep. Now time to go crazy with our new psycho girlfriend. On November 3rd, 2015, Tuesday. Yes. At least it's not the... I was gonna say, it's like, at least she's not the type of psycho that will murder us. But who knows? Maybe she will. She'll become the full yandere she's destined to be. I met the morning with the sound of chirping sparrows and the quiet snoring of a girl. I'd always thought that if that ever happened to me, it would be wonderful. Who could imagine it would feel like this? She'd only just fallen asleep and it was already 10 a.m. I was worried about leaving her here by herself, but there's something I wanted to check. Uh-oh.
連れの女なら先に来て待っておるぞ。
なんですか?
We're two timing, you know.
この前とは違う女とはたわけた顔をしてなかなかやるもんよな。
別にそんなんじゃ。
No, that didn't matter. There's no harm in letting her have the wrong idea. I need to do what I come here for first. Well, actually, I don't know about that. You know, what happens if Aramura, you know, comes looking for us, and then she asks this waitress, like, you know, where is my boyfriend? And then the waitress will say, well, your boyfriend actually is cheating on you. Wouldn't is that funny? You know how ironic it is, considering your past trauma about people cheating on each other? Haha, how hilarious. And then she murders us. Anyway. Hey, it's Kunasato. Just like the waitress has said, the person I was here to meet had already arrived. She was reading something and frowning like always.
人を呼び出しておいて遅いご登場だな。
She looked up from her book and spoke to me curtly. Ah yes, we're still following our Cool Cat Press advice by coming late, obviously.
すみません。
で、聞きたいことというのは何だ?
I sat down and ordered, and she got straight to the point. It was clear she didn't want to waste any time on small talk.
その久野里さんは一応脳とか精神について詳しいんですよね。
一応とは失礼だな。これでも脳科学専門でやっている。
Brain science, yes.
じゃあその専門家としての意見を聞きたいんですけど。
Aramura's actions over the past few days had gone well beyond what anyone would consider normal. No matter how much I tried to convince her that her brother was dead, she refused to believe. No, it felt like she didn't even want to believe. Aramura was the only one who had seen her brother to begin with. None of us had seen him, which meant that maybe it was all in her head after all. But then where was the cause? I could have looked it up on the internet, but not with Aramura in the room. It was better to ask a specialist than just trying to figure it out based off of some web pages.
一番大きいのは精神的なストレスだろうな。
Kunasato furrowed her brow when I finished talking to her.
でもそれだけであんなにも怯えたりするものですか?
今、君が語った状態の有村ひなえと直接話したわけではないから。これはあくまでも可能性の問題でしかないな。一種の強迫性障害。俗に言う強迫観念が原因とも考えられる。
Yes, OCD. Well, let's see the definition. I think everybody knows what OCD is, but let's see. Think about certain thoughts before certain actions. Can seem harmless, you know, but then, you know, it could like be bad for you, you know, if you obsess over it too much. Well, that's why it's called obsessive compulsive, I guess. And, you know, it's funny how like we're basically asking a scientist to evaluate someone's mental state, but probably a psychiatrist is better, you know? It's like the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist. You know, a psychologist is more about studying, you know, doing research studies, but a psychiatrist is a person who actually helps someone, you know, go through mental illness or whatever. Anyway, she's not exactly, you know, this person's not exactly fit for the role, considering her personality as well, but anyway.
犯罪心理学は私の専門ではないのだが。
She warned me before she continued.
殺人事件を起こした人物が自ら殺めた人間の影、つまり霊的な存在に怯えるというのは稀にあることらしい。
Ghost? That'd be Adamura's brother in this case. Adamura felt so guilty over her brother's death that she was seeing him in hallucinations. That was fine. Well, no, it wasn't fine, but it was fixable. But there was another possibility that I was afraid of. The idea that had suddenly come to me last night. If I said it out loud, if I gave it shape, something might change. And in a bad way.
じゃあ、例えば。
Despite my premonition, I couldn't keep myself from saying it.
自分では気づいていないのに、死んでしまった誰かになり変わって復讐をする。そういうことは。
Okay, the idea is Adamura is the one, you know, killing everyone, I guess, but she's not realizing it, maybe? Kind of, well, I don't know. Could be possible, I guess. We don't always see everything from Adamura's perspective, so I don't know. But Asato must have understood exactly what I meant. She put down her coffee cup and looked at me.
まさかお前、有村ひなえが兄になり変わり、父親を殺したと、そう言いたいのか。
あくまでも可能性としてそういうことはあるのかと聞きたいだけです。
ありえないことじゃない。
そうですか。
I've been feeling that way ever since I seen her last night. She said that her brother had died because of her, but she also said that it was her mom and dad's fault. Perhaps Adamura blamed herself for her brother's death so much that she started hallucinating visions of him. And maybe that started to escalate until unconsciously she thought she was her brother and then she killed her father. Of course, she says she'd been attacked too. In that case, she would be lying, but... When the thought had first come to me, it had seemed impossible. I tried to tell myself that I was overthinking things. But once a thought came to you, it was impossible to get rid of it. The more you told yourself not to think about it, the more you started to think that maybe it was true. What was the truth and what was the lie?
教えてほしいのは僕の方だ。
Hey! Sorry about abandoning you, by the way. Adamura leapt into my arms as soon as I opened the door. You know, one of these days she's gonna see us. She's gonna see us as, you know, her brother and everything, I imagine. And also, how you leave me? Where'd you go? Well, you see, Adamura, I went to see another woman. You know, you're just too clingy. Anyway.
悪い。ちょっと買い物とかさ、いろいろ必要だと思って。お腹空いただろ。
Also, you're lying, Takaru. Don't lie to her. That's gonna make it worse, especially because she has a superpower to literally see through lies. I took out the sandwiches and rice balls I bought at the convenience store. Well, at least that's partially true, I guess.
急にいなくなると心配するじゃないですか。
大丈夫だよ。いや、なんでもない。
Don't think about it. It's impossible. It's...
ちゃんと気をつけましたか？
気をつけるって何に？
決まってるじゃないですか。この場所が兄にバレないようにです。
だから大丈夫だって。誰も追いかけてきたりなんてしないよ。
でも兄は私を探してます。だから。
I looked away. I couldn't do it. I couldn't bear to see her like this. I grabbed Aramura by the shoulders and looked straight into her eyes.
先輩。
いいか有村、お兄さんは死んだんだよ。警察にも確認した。君のお兄さんは確かに死んでいる。死んだ人間は生き返ったりしないんだ。
Well, you never know. The whole gigalomaniac thing, that's pretty crazy. Because at that point, you can believe anything, really. But,
でも私は確かに兄に襲われたんです。それは本当なんです。
有村、
先輩は信じてくれないんですか？私の言うこと嘘だってそう思ってるんですか？
そんなことない。信じるけど。
Aramura looked at me with her eyes wide. Oh yes, we're lying. It was only then that I realized I made a terrible mistake.
嘘。
有村、
先輩は私の言ってること信じてくれてないんですね。
Aramura shook off my hands, and tears began to pour down from her big eyes.
違うんだ有村、今のは。
I tried to calm her down, but she smacked my hand away.
先輩まで私に嘘をつくんですね。
有村、
先輩までパパやママやお兄ちゃんみたいに私に嘘をつくんですね。
嘘だ。嘘だ。
嫌です。聞きたくなんてありません。私はもう
有村。
See ya, Aramura. She slipped past my hands and ran out of the RV. And then she ran out of the park without looking back. Well, yeah, she'll be fine. I'll just leave her. I probably should have chased after her. No, but I'm not going to, though. But I hesitated. If it was Aramura who killed her dad, when I thought about that, I couldn't follow her.
Oh, Taku! えらく賑やかだな。どうした？
ケンさん。
You see, a lover's quarrel, again.
ところで例のものまた持ってきてやったぞ。
ケンさん、悪いけど今はいらない。
なんだよ。せっかく持ってきてやったんだぞ。金は後でもいいから。
今はいいって言ってるだろ。帰ってくれ。
Rude.
タク。
What was I doing? Was... Oh. Aramura Hinae was in the hospital room. Okay, this is more of her past, I guess. It took a while to figure out what she was doing lying in the hospital bed. But when she did, she remembered everything that had happened. She wanted to believe it was a dream. But the bandages around her body and the pain from her injuries told her that it wasn't.
パパとママは
She looked around for her parents. She staggered out of the bed and finally saw them in the hallway. They were each talking to someone on the phone and trying to hide from the other as they did. Hinae could tell that they were talking to their lovers. How could they be doing that now when her brother was dead?
こんな時に何してるの？ママ。
The next thing she knew, she was taking her anger out on her mom.
ひなちゃん、目が覚めたのね。よかった。
That was a lie.
お兄ちゃんが死んだんだよ。それなのになんでそんなことできるの？
落ち着いたひなちゃん。 ママは今大事な電話をしてたのよ。だから。
That was a lie.
どうしてあの時お兄ちゃんを助けに来てくれなかったの？お兄ちゃんまだ生きてた。パパとママが来てさえくれてたら助け出せたかもしれないのに、どうして来てくれなかったのよ。
もちろん私たちだって助けようとしたわ。あなたが来る前に。でも無理だったの。
That was a lie. Okay.
じゃあなんであの時もうダメだって。
あなたまで巻き込みたくなかったのよ。ああでも言わないとあなたが中に入っていくと思ったから。
嘘。
ひなちゃん。
Hinae had grabbed her mom before she even knew it.
嘘ばっかり。ママが言ってるのは全部嘘。
ひなちゃん、やめなさい。
なんでそんな嘘ばっかり言うの？なんで本当のこと言ってくれないの？そんな嘘なんて私聞きたくない。嘘ばっかりついてないで言ってよ。本当のこと言いなさいよ。どうしてお兄ちゃんを見捨てたの？なんで殺したの？言ってよ。言えよ。言え。
Breathe! It was the first time she'd seen her mother's face like that. It was a scary face, with all the false kindness wiped away. It was a woman's face.
全部あんたのせいでしょうが。あんたがまだ中にいると思って、それで信号は。あんたがいないって分かってたら、あの子は死ななかった。それをどうして助けなかったって、冗談じゃない。全部あんたのせいじゃないのよ。
That was the truth, I guess. It was the first true thing her mother had told her, and that truth destroyed her.
私のせい。
Shingo had gone out to buy a present for Hinae, just like she'd done. And then the earthquake had happened. He ran back home, found the building half collapsed, and then ignored his parents' warnings and gone inside. Yeah, I think we know about this already, though. He believed that she was there, and that's how he'd been killed. Ah, yes.
私のせい。私のせいでお兄ちゃんは。
I mean, not really, but sure, why not? You know, survivor's guilt, that whole thing. The whole world shook. Everything she knew fell apart. And then, Hinae lost everything.
うちのクラスに何か？
いや、その、有村は。
She's dead, Takaru.
今日は来てませんけど。
She's a corpse now.
そうですか。どうも。
The next day. Just like I thought, Aramura hadn't come to school. It was after school and the club room was still empty. Was it really Aramura who killed her father? Maybe I needed to go back over everything that had happened just to get it clear in my head. Okay, first, the data and locations of the New Generation Madness murders. There were 4 murders. No Look at Me in Jinnan, Leaky Noise in Shinzan, and then Revolving Dead at Fairy's Dance, a place I would never forget. There is the Gotsun death case, which has also occurred right in front of us. Yeah, good so far. The problem was what came next. All the murders after Gotsuan death, there were 3 victims. The first victim was, that's right, a headless body that was burned to death. The next victim, Ishida Moi, a student at Heikyo Academy. And finally, Adamura Koichiro, Adamura Hinae's father. That was the order.
やっぱりだ。
Looking back at the cases, it was clear that there was no relationship between the first murders and the last 3. The first 4 cases had been extremely bizarre, the latter ones were brutal but fairly ordinary. And more than anything, there were the sumo stickers. Yeah, we haven't really been, you know, referring to sumo stickers this whole time, by the way. I've been so relieved that they were gone that I've been slow to pick up on it, but there are no sumo stickers anywhere to be found near the sites of the last 3 murders. In other words, they were 2 completely separate groups. And Ishida Moi had been a huge fan of Amuro Hinae. Koichiro was her father. In a broad sense, these 2 were both related to Anamura. Then there was the headless burned body. They hadn't identified the body yet, but maybe... I turned around at the sound of the door opening and saw Kazuki standing there. I thought about getting a second opinion, but with Kazuki, that wouldn't be possible. I went to turn back to the board. And I realized that Kazuki was staring at me. Surprisingly, Aremura had taken a liking to the silent Kazuki, and Kazuki didn't seem to mind her either. 2 of them had built a unique friendship. Maybe Kazuki was worried about Aremura too. Kamo?
Eh?
What was that? Did Kazuki talk?
Oi, Kazuki, 今...
Come to think of it, she talked once before. Last time I felt like she'd been so caught up in Aremura's energy that she'd spoken without thinking. No, that didn't matter.
Kazuki, 今、なんて...
私のせいかも。
Kazuki's fault? This time I could hear her clearly.
私のせいって何がだ？
前にひなさんがお兄さんの話をして、その時に私が聞いたからかも。
聞いたって何を？
お兄さんに会いたいって。
I had no idea what Kazuki was talking about. Why would it be her fault for asking if Aremura wanted to see her brother? This might be a bit of a stretch, but considering that all the waifus tend to have superpowers, including Kurusu, by the way, does Kazuki have any gigalomaniac powers? You know, does she have the gigalomaniac power? Maybe similar to Uki, you know, where she can, like, turn your wishes into reality or something? That's why Aremura is going crazy and seeing her brother? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. That might be a bit of a stretch, but who knows? Again, everything is just whatever, you know, gigalomaniacs, anything could happen.
Kazuki, ちゃんと説明してくれなきゃわからない。どういうことだ？
だって私も能力者だから。
Oh, well, you know, I just said that. I just said Kazuki might have gigalomaniac powers, and there you go. I guess just every waifu just has powers. I don't know. Every single waifu. Sarika, yeah, she has powers by default. Kurusu, Aremura, I guess, you know, Hana. Like, what are the chances? Oh well. Wait.
能力者っていうのはもしかしてギガロマニアックスだっていうのか？カズキか？
私がお兄さんに会いたいって聞いちゃったから。だからひなさん、お兄さんの姿を。ひなさん優しいから。だから私もお話ししたくて。でも私また取り返しのつかないことしちゃったかも。
Again, Not only was Kazuki not used to talking, but she was sobbing too. It was hard to get anything out of her. Okay. But I understood what she was trying to say. Aremura was seeing her brother because Kazuki had asked if she wanted to see him. And that this was because of her power as a gigalomaniac. Yes. Gigalomaniac, everybody's a gigalomaniac. Of course, it was possible that Kazuki was joking or mistaken. Joking? I don't know about joking. But from the look of things, it didn't seem that way. Which meant I didn't know if the brother she'd seen had really killed her father, but some power of Kazuki's has caused Aramura to see her brother. It wasn't a hallucination or mistake. Well, a hallucination maybe created by a gigalomaniac, you know? But then who had killed her father?